Hey guys, welcome to a new show. I'm Jessica Alanis, and let's do it. In an interview with Tucker Carlson, Ted Cruz struggled to answer basic questions about Iran.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's, it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay,
it's not even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay,
actually,
I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country.
So Tucker asked about Iran, and Cruz answered like he was on Jeopardy and buzzed in like, "What is? Please stop asking me questions." But hey, Teddy Cruz is not alone in not knowing his job. There's also Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, who doesn't know the difference between billions and trillions, which, fun fact, is also the difference between a public school's bank account and her husband's. And Kristi Noem, she doesn't know what habeas corpus is, aka due process. I'm starting to think that the Trump administration doesn't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country.
Okay, we get it. Homeland Security Secretary and Immigration Enforcer Kristi Noem, seen here auditioning for the Real Housewives of South Dakota, was hospitalized this week for what her spokesperson is calling an allergic reaction. They don't know the cause of the reaction, but critics speculate it was food-related. 5 words: don't mess with kitchen staff. The Trump Organization has announced its latest business venture, Trump Mobile, a new phone service that offers both a phone plan and a smartphone. The phone is said to feature a gold-colored metal case and roadside assistance, which will come in handy the next time you're on your way to an insurrection. That joke was brought to you by Frosted Treasons, the breakfast cereal of fascists. They're racist! In space news, the car manufacturing company Honda has entered the space race with their first successful rocket launch. It's a Honda rocket, so you know it's reliable. And because it's a Honda, it'll hold the record for being the first rocket stolen from a Wendy's parking lot. They say the launch was successful, but they still can't figure out why the check engine light was on. Oh, check the gas cap. Tesla CEO and pot smoker Elon Musk, seen here as described, took a drug test and tested negative for ketamine and cocaine, but somehow tested positive for Big Mac sauce and Diet Coke? Did he borrow the urine sample from a coworker? In the trial of Sean Diddy or Didn't He Combs, it was announced that he will not be testifying at his own trial because his testimony could open him up for high-stakes cross-examination, leading legal experts to believe that he might actually beat the charges. Looks like someone may have purchased enough baby oil to slip out of this one. You get it? Slip out of this one? Never mind. A woman in Georgia was declared brain dead, but doctors kept her alive for 4 more months. Not because there was hope, but because she was pregnant. That's not a hospital stay, that's state-sponsored incubation, which is why we're covering it in this week's segment, The Handmaid's Reality. In a story straight out of The Handmaid's Tale, Adriana Smith, a woman in Georgia, was declared brain dead, then put on life support just to deliver her baby. They treated her like a Keurig, left her on just long enough to brew something. Doctors said she had absolutely no brain activity, but Georgia lawmakers were like, neither do we. She's one of us now. She was 8 weeks pregnant, but because of Georgia's strict abortion laws, her family didn't have a choice. Her body wasn't hers anymore. Apparently, her body, Georgia's choice. Georgia says doctors were required by law to keep her plugged in until the baby could be delivered. Kind of like a vending machine that still had a Snickers inside. Because in Georgia, being brain dead isn't a medical condition, it's a prerequisite for motherhood. So for 4 months, her loved ones would visit her knowing she was gone. Even if the family asked for privacy, Georgia's like, totally, we just want to legislate her uterus. Don't mind us. I bet if you asked someone from Georgia how they sleep at night, they'd say, oh, like a baby. inside a brain-dead woman on life support. What sucks is that Adriana didn't get to have the fun parts of pregnancy. No, you're glowing. No gender reveal, no baby shower. Just a science project in room 203 connected to more tiny little tubes than Neo in the Matrix. And now that the baby's born, they're pulling the plug. This is what pro-life looks like now. Keeping her alive long enough to finish the delivery, then clock her out like she's an Amazon worker who took too long to pee. And what's the baby's first words gonna be? Sorry? No. It's gonna be like, wait, y'all did what to my mom? They say every life is precious, but if you're a woman in Georgia, you're only precious until the due date. After that, you're just clutter. This isn't healthcare, it's a hostage situation. I don't know what's scarier, this law or the fact that nobody's shocked anymore. They've always said that women were only good for one thing, and Georgia has turned that into policy. Just when you thought you understood this country, you get reminded that
you don't know anything about the country.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It helps more than you know. I'm Jessica Alanis. I'll see you next week. Bye. That was a lot.